As you know, every week, a select and secretive committee of scholars, impresarios, and raconteurs convene in Nick's living room to burn the midnight oil and concoct what some people, what everyone is calling the best segment in all of sports television. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Nick's Tiers.
Thank you, Wildes. Great introduction as always, and I remind the audience, they are not Nick's Tiers, they are the committee's tiers. I've just been entrusted in presenting them to America. We are now late enough in the season where the bottom group is simply eliminated. If you touch this group, ouch, you're out of playoff contention. Broncos, out of there. I know the Bears just won. No, they won't be back up. None of these teams will be back up. They are eliminated for the season. That group only grows, it does not shrink. Next. Bad coach and bad quarterback, not ideal. All of these teams have bad quarterbacks, to me, in the committee. And right now, do all of them have questions at coach? I don't know.
I mean,
Bill Belichick seems to be being questioned by Kevin Wildes. Some people would say that means people are questioning Bill Belichick. But they at least, all of them have either a bad coach or a bad quarterback. Hard to trust. Sorry, Sam Ellinger, you haven't done anything, but that's why you're on there. All right, next. Talented but underachieving. All four of these teams should be 4-3 or 5-2, depending on their bye status. Yet all of them are mired below mediocrity thanks to some end-of-game meltdowns or some inefficient play by future first-ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Who are you talking about?
What do you mean? The Raiders and the Jags had end-of-game meltdowns.
Yeah.
And the Packers and the Bucks, their Hall of Fame quarterbacks, are not performing. Next, kind of the opposite of that. Untalented overachievers. Untalented is a little harsh for NFL players. My apologies, guys. Just like the wordplay there. I don't know how these teams are winning, but they are winning. Atlanta has three good wins on the season. Cleveland, San Francisco, and Seattle, and they've been in every game except for Cincinnati. The Jets have won 4 straight with no quarterback. Same thing for Tennessee. And Seattle, they've got a quarterback, my friend. Geno Smith. Frisky dark horse MVP candidate, dare I say, Chris Broussard, lurking.
No.
All three of these teams are dangerously lurking. I don't love how they've played, and I have questions about some of the buttons all of their coaches have pushed. However, you see the Chargers, Rams, or Ravens on your schedule over the next few months. You don't feel great about it. And any of them, if they get healthy at the right time, could go on a real playoff run. Quarterback away, as always, self-explanatory. These are excellent rosters, excellent teams. Potentially, I see a little more from Kevin O'Connell, but the other ones, excellent coaches. But they are obviously a quarterback away from being championship caliber.
Can I please stop you here? Because the New York Giants
Let's go, Greg.
are not a quarterback away. And I'm not saying that I agree with the other ones, but let me focus on the Giants and tell you why they are not a quarterback
They're worse
away.
than that?
I would argue that they're winning because of Daniel Jones.
Wow. I would argue
He's the first quarterback in that franchise to ever, in one single game, throw for 200 yards and rush for 100. His read option has opened up everything that this offense can be.
Wow.
Watch the tape. Like he's a threat in the running game.
Watch the tape.
They are leaning into what he does well. This is why this team is thriving. This is why this team is having success. You do what the skill set meets and requires, and you get the wins. Okay. That's what Daniel Jones has given this team. Okay. I don't believe that they're a quarterback away.
Okay.
Love it. Well done,
Daniel
Greg.
Jones, you just made a case as to why he's one of the NFL's most underrated running backs. However, quarterback, the committee has real questions, and the committee does not take kindly to you saying, watch the tape. What do you think we're doing when the midnight oil is burning? Watching old Friends reruns, my man? We are watching the tape.
Maybe Jerry Springer episode.
And so, listen, the Giants, Saquon's been awesome. Daniel Jones has limited the turnovers, which were the scourge of his first few years. We will give him credit for that. However, 175 yards passing a game, 6 total touchdowns. All right, well, okay, fair enough. But they're a quarterback away, and you know they're a quarterback away, and they're going to be in the quarterback market soon. Okay, next. What was next? You got me all frazzled. The committee, show it up. Championship weekend. We can't believe any of these three teams are making the Super Bowl. However, all three of these teams know who they are and have admitted who they are now. The Bengals, we're going to play shotgun. We're going to do some read option. We're going to let Joe Burrow chuck the ball around the field. Dallas, no matter who our quarterback is, we're going to have a very elementary offense lean on our defense. And Miami is undefeated with Tua at quarterback so far this year, but we don't think any of them are Super Bowl teams. All right, and now people are going to get mad. America's favorites.
Oh,
they are America's favorites. What did
Love
the great John Wooden once say? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Did either one of these two teams win this weekend?
Oh my God.
Facts.
I didn't see it.
Facts.
I didn't see it. On the other hand, the real favorites not only won this weekend, but did so in dominating fashion.
I love it.
Against Brew's beloved Jimmy G. And in fact, Greg Jennings, I was perusing Sports Illustrated yesterday, and I read an article. Award-winning broadcaster calls Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback ever. And I'm like, what award did I win? This must be about me. And then I read it, and I'm like, they wrote an article about Chris Broussard's Patrick Mahomes team.
Tough one.
Which is, a little hurtful. However, Brew, I see you on the screen, so I imagine you have an issue. But how can you have an issue when they have the best coach in football, the best quarterback ever, according to you, and my friends at PFF, who, while I don't love their quarterback rankings, their defensive player ranking, perfect. They say Chris Jones was the best defensive player in the league. So best coach, quarterback, and defensive player in the league.
All right, look, I know how that ate you up. That Sports Illustrated gave me credit for saying Patrick Mahomes, eye test, not ranking, but is the greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
How can you have a problem with them being the real favorites?
They did it because they remember, despite all your histrionics and all your hoopla every week on this show, they remember that I was the first one to say he's Jordan-esque.
Yeah, I called him LeBron.
That I was the first one to say he's got GOAT potential. That's why they gave me the credit.
I don't know if you're the first one on that one.
But
go ahead.
Here's the thing. Tom Brady's the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
His team wasn't always the best, okay? This is a team sport, regardless of how great Patrick Mahomes is. And how, Nick, how in the world could the committee, I'll even take you off the hook a little bit, have the Chiefs number one?
Don't let them off the hook.
It makes no sense.
Why?
Well, I know how.
Tell me.
I know how.
Tell me.
Because you grew
Why does
up
it make no
hearing
sense?
stories about Lynn Dawson
No, I did not.
and Curly Culp and Otis Taylor and watching and rooting for Priest Holmes and Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
But, Nick, where's the objectivity?
What do you mean?
Where is
They're
the
the best team.
unbiased nature of the
unbiased. They're the best
committee?
team.
This is.
Hold on.
They
Make
got
one
two
point that they're not the
losses.
best.
One of them to a team on the bottom.
I'm sorry.
Bad
I'm sorry, just real
coaching
quick.
QB in
Brew, if I may.
Okay?
Wildes,
And
if you may,
Buffalo
will you please
beat them
inform
down
Brew
in their own building.
what this is not?
It's not power rankings.
And what also is it not?
It's also not the standard.
It's not the standard.
They just
Take your
beat
win-loss record
Buffalo.
and crumble it up and throw it in the trash. You want
Is it not
standing?
reality?
It is reality.
Buffalo went into their own living room and beat them down.
Beat them down. They were trailing with 90 seconds left. It was not a beat down. That was a coin flip game. And when there is a coin flip game involved.
No, it was a loss for the Chiefs.
You did say the Bills can't win close games.
Right.
What?
And they
couldn't.
proved that.
They did. That's
then they
fine.
did
But
against your team.
no, they actually won
Wow,
the first close game
you
against the
must
Ravens.
agree with me.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on. I don't. Okay, go ahead.
No,
That's
I mean,
fine.
we get it. You like the Chiefs. People we don't need to keep going on it. People who know like the show.
Yeah,
I'm
crazy.
okay with it. It's a little bit of a blind
Are you
spot
okay?
for you, but I'm okay with that. Everybody can have one blind spot,
At the
of how
top?
much. I'm okay with it. I'm
Very
telling
top?
you. You can't have two. And people who are loyal fans of the tiers know that I usually come on, I do a little bit, I take a team that is not so good or being underrated, and I try to move them up with positivity. I'm not doing that this week. This week I'm being far more serious, Greg. We can kill the music to be 100%. I'm not joking around.
What's up?
You want them to hear this loud and clear.
Buddy,
Yeah.
you got a problem with Trevor Lawrence.
Oh.
Your commitment to Trevor Lawrence is affecting your entire judgment. It's affecting our relationship.
It is.
This is
It's
like an
affecting the
intervention.
show. And I'm going to show you what's going on. You said last week was a must-win for Trevor Lawrence. They lost. and they moved up the tiers, Greg. How does that happen?
I was as surprised as anybody when the committee spit that out, man. They were row 8 last week and they lost. Now in row 7.
I started to question if there's anyone on that committee who really cares about you.
Okay.
So first of all, the prince that was promised or the prince that is regressing? Early on, I get it. 2-1. Oh, prince who was promised. Feeling alive. The prince who was promised is 0-4. Oof. The completion percentage is down again below 60%. 3 interceptions, passer rating at 77. Now, I know you think, well, what about the defense? Because you can kind of, don't worry, you get a little help, a little Cooper Rush style. That defense, I don't know. They had a lot of takeaways when they were winning. Now, not so much. Takeaways have disappeared. The TDs are a lot. So the defense is an issue. And here's the other thing. You're very big on, hey, they can't win close games. That was your knock on the Bills. That's one of the reasons why you don't like Greg and mine Giants, because they only win close games. Man, Trevor is 0-5 in close games. So look, I don't need you. You can keep the tiers at the top. Keep the Chiefs at the top.
That's fine.
But you got to get off the prince who was promised in his big neck.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. That last graphic, you had a great thing going until the last graphic. 0-5 in one-score games. Do you think that's going to maintain? Let's just look at the Jags very quickly, if I may. They have 2 victories. Both have been by 24 points. Here are their other 5 games. Washington, they're up at the 2-minute warning. Philadelphia, they're up 14-0, the biggest deficit Philly's faced all year. Houston's tied with 4 minutes left. Indy up with 30 seconds left. The Giants up with 6 minutes left. They have the 10th best point differential in football. The 10th. The 9 teams out of 45-15, they're 2-5. You know what that says to me?
Greg.
They're turning around.
Greg.
Jags are turning around.
Greg.
Jags dangerous.
They should be below the bar.
They're dangerous.
They should be below the bar.
It's okay, because even when you're telling America what and who to bet on, it somehow creeps into the Jags talk in Trevor Lawrence. And you don't know how to pull away.
Take a week off, man.
One of the rules of betting is
an intervention.
You can't allow your emotions.
Cost me a lot.
We care about you.
I bet on them every week.
Speaking of quarterbacks,
He saw the light.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.